All right, guys, so as we covered the other day, I am seeing some life from some Democrats when it comes to this current moment. I think AOC's done a pretty good job being aggressive, focusing on the right issues. I think Bernie Sanders has done a great job. We saw Ayanna Pressley calling Elon a Nazi Nepo baby. You know, Raskin's been out there. Maxwell Frost has been killing it. So there are Democrats who are sort of leading the way, right? And not playing this stupid game where you play footsies with the fascists and, maybe we can meet them halfway. Meet them halfway on what? On what? What are you going to meet them halfway on? Look at everything they're doing. Wildly illegal, wildly unconstitutional. Elon deleting programs on a whim. Trump with 17 mental executive orders on a daily basis. What is there to work with them on? Right? So, but look, the worst aspect of the Democrats has been their leadership, right? Chuck Schumer is embarrassing. I mean, he's humiliating. First of all, he's 412 years old, right? Second of all, he says stuff like, the people are so aroused. I've never seen them so aroused. I see so many aroused penises. Just like, why are you saying aroused? Like what? He did that goofy chant the other, we will win, we will win, we will win. He's just not up to the moment, right? The other thing is HAKEEM Jeffries is Trashington. Just horrible. He has anti-charisma. He ain't leading nowhere, dog. And so now, look, I've come to the conclusion, both Chuck Schumer and HAKEEM Jeffries, they got to go. There's just no way around it. They have to go. They just have to. So let me walk you through specifically why it is when it comes to HAKEEM Jeffries. So this is in Politico. Look at this. HAKEEM Jeffries met privately with Silicon Valley donors in bid to mend fences. The meeting comes as the tech world has lurched rightward in the second Donald Trump era. Yes, you heard that right, and you understand it. HAKEEM Jeffries, instead of getting the resistance together, right, having a plan of action, immediately getting into like 14 different lawsuits to stop the rampant illegality, instead of doing anything productive, he rushes to Silicon Valley multi-millionaires and billionaires and CEOs and says, wait, we're still cool, right? You guys are still going to back us, right? You guys are still going to give us money, right? He's concerned about the donations. He's concerned about the donations. Let's dive into it, and then I'll break it down further for you. Democratic House Leader HAKEEM Jeffries quietly met with more than 150 Silicon Valley-based donors last week in California, an early step in Democrats' efforts to repair relationships with a once deep blue constituency. Excuse me, you want to talk about repairing relationships? If you gave the single slightest shit about the voters and about winning, step number one would be, we're going to Arab Americans, we're going to Muslim Americans, we're going to Dearborn, Michigan, we're going to young people, we're going to hear them out, we're going to see what their concerns are, and we're going to make the party responsive to the people. That's what you would do. If you cared about winning elections, if you cared about making the party better, you wouldn't rush to Silicon Valley executives. But again, what is he cares about? The money. That's what he cares about. Guys, Kamala already raised more money than Donald Trump, right? The idea that the money is the end-all be-all is just factually not true. And then also, why would you want these people as part of the coalition if now Silicon Valley is ripping the mask off itself and we're seeing what Elon Musk is really about? We're seeing what Peter Thiel is really about. We're seeing what Mark Andreessen is really about. These guys are robber barons with a robber baron agenda. So your goal is to kowtow to them, which means you want to be in favor of a robber baron agenda as well? The meet and greet in Tony Los Altos Hills came at a precarious moment for Democrats in the tech world, which has lurched rightward in the second Donald Trump era. The world's wealthiest tech mogul is upending Washington, and Democratic leaders are facing criticism from their own base for their halting response. Jeffries, meanwhile, was on the West Coast, seemingly trying to avoid the next Elon. Are you kidding me? Your way of trying to avoid the next Elon Musk is to go schmooze with these Silicon Valley executives, these multimillionaires and these billionaires. You should be drawing a line in the sand and making clear, no, they are our enemy. The robber barons are our enemy. Our whole party is going to be based on calling out the robber barons. This would be the equivalent of if Donald Trump, who built his whole campaign on being against undocumented immigrants, if he was like meeting with undocumented immigrants and being like, what do you guys want from us? We'll do whatever you want. Wouldn't that sort of undermine the whole purpose of Donald Trump and his Republican Party? Their main thesis is we hate trans people and we hate immigrants, right? So the Democrats need to say our whole thesis is the corporations have way too much power and fuck the robber barons, and we're going to rein in the ultra wealthy who are ruining our country by rigging the rules in their favor and screwing over working people. This undermines everything that the party is supposed to be about. Entrepreneurs from Musk to Meta's Mark Zuckerberg and venture capitalist Mark Andreessen, all once card-carrying Democrats, are now aligning themselves with Trump. Zuckerberg visited the White House for meetings on Thursday. In North Carolina, Jeffries and Representative Sam Liccardo, the freshman Democrat who represents part of Silicon Valley, were working to stem further defections and to rally Democratic-leaning donors to their side. I can't with these people. I mean, this is humiliating. This is embarrassing. This is like, oh my goodness. It looks like all of the robber barons want to be Republicans because the Republican agenda is purely to support the robber barons and screw over working people. How do we get to keep some of the robber barons on our side? Guys, to a competent political party, this would be what the Republicans are doing and Silicon Valley is doing. This is a gift on a silver platter to the Democrats because it opens up the door for you to finally course correct and for you to finally say, you know what? We're done. We're done taking any corporate money whatsoever. We're done taking any billionaire money whatsoever. From now on, this party, my word to all you people is only small dollar donations. Don't even bother sending a contribution that's over $999. We don't want any contributions that are 4 digits or more. None. Because we want to represent the grandma in Cleveland, the uncle in Tuscaloosa, right? The kid in Chicago. Like, we're here to represent the people. We're here to deliver for you higher wages and universal health care and get the corruption out of the system. No more money in politics. No more billionaire bribes. No more corporate bribes. This was an opportunity to say, oh my God, look, all of the robber barons are on the Republican side. And you go to the public and say, look at these motherfuckers. They're snuggling up to the robber barons who are destroying our country. If you wonder where our problems stem from, it's right there. It's Elon Musk, it's Peter Thiel, it's Mark Andreessen, it's all these fucking assholes who want tax cuts for themselves and deregulation for themselves and lower wages for you and no health care for you, and they want to replace your job with AI. A competent, functioning political party, this would be an opportunity for them. Literally, the last thing you should do is go on your hands and knees to Silicon Valley, beg, can some of you please still donate to the Democrats, please? By the way, how are you ever going to outdo the Republicans when it comes to cucking yourselves to the robber barons? It's not possible. Their whole agenda is about the robber barons. They want to eliminate the CFPB. They want to eliminate the NLRB. They want to deregulate. They want tax cuts for the rich. They want more subsidies for these assholes. The Republican project, the whole idea is, let's have billionaire dictators who run everything. So what do you think you would have to do to compete with that? You'd have to be in favor of all of that stuff and then some. Yeah, we'll get rid of the CFPB. We'll get rid of the NLRB. We'll screw over unions. We'll lower wages. We'll give you all the money you want, both in tax cuts and in corporate welfare subsidies. And if you do that, again, your base goes, fuck off. We don't like you. We don't want you. We need somebody who's going to fight for the people and stand up to the MAGA fascists. That's what we want. Now, if this wasn't bad enough, which it is, this is the last place you should be. This is the last place you should be. Step number one in trying to fix the Democratic Party is you go to Muslim Americans, you go to Arab Americans, you go to Dearborn, Michigan, and you go to young people, and you go, hey, Doug, our bad. We sort of lost our way. We sort of represented wealthy interests too much. You know what? We're in favor of cutting off all weapons to Israel. That's what we're in favor of. We're in favor of forcing a peace deal on Israel and arresting Netanyahu in accordance with the ICC decision. That's what we're in favor of. Hey, young people, you know what? We're in favor of universal health care. We're in favor of wiping out all medical debt. We're in favor of wiping out all student loan debt. You know what? This is what we got to do. We got to lean into this. We got to be the party of FDR. We're here. We're back. This is what we're going to stand for. Fuck the robber barons. Fuck corporate America. This is what our thing is now. Instead of doing that, they ran to the billionaires. They ran, oh, can you guys please stay with us? We'll give you more of what you want to. This is why the party is not doing well. You're doubling down on the thing that made it unpopular in the first place. Okay, but I said it's going to get worse. It does get worse. Ready? So here's a clip on CNN. HAKEEM Jeffries. Listen to what he says here. This is astonishing.
I'm trying to figure out what leverage we actually have. What leverage do we have? They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It's their government. What leverage do we have?
Let me ask you a question. When Republicans are in the minority, in the House, in the Senate, in the president, let's say the Democrats have a trifecta. Have you ever in your life heard a Republican talk like this? If Democrats have control of everything, is this what Republicans say? They say, hey, what leverage do we have? There's nothing we could do. Like, I'm trying to figure out, well, what are we supposed to do here? Have you ever heard a Republican talk like that? In 2009, when the Democrats had a super majority, do you remember what happened? You had John Boehner, Mitch McConnell, a bunch of the Republicans got together in a literal smoke-filled back room. And they said, here's our plan moving forward. Barack Obama gets nothing accomplished, and he's a one-term president. Even if Barack Obama comes to us and says, I agree with you on your ideas, we're going to go, no, we're not going to get anything passed. We don't want to pass anything. They obstructed. They shattered the filibuster record every step of the way. They had a plan. They executed that plan. And most importantly, they were full court press in the media, right? They always had a response. They always had an argument. They always had a way of saying, these Democrats are crazy, even though, of course, it's the reverse and the Republicans are insane. They always had something where they were like, hey, we're not just going to lay down on a chalk outline of ourselves on the ground. We got to find a way. That's the fucking polar opposite of what HAKEEM Jeffries does. And this is why you get people say, oh, man, it's like our democracy is choreographed. It's like it's all kabuki theater. The Republicans are all lions and super strong, whether they're in the minority or the majority, and the Democrats are always hopeless weaklings. Even when they win, it's, oh, not sure we can do that. Oh, the parliamentarian kind of blocked us. Oh, I don't like it. Guys, what are we doing here? If you want to rally the troops, if you want to come out and lead the resistance, which is literally your fucking job, you got to go out there and say, hey, dog, we're working on 78 different lawsuits right now because everything Elon Musk is doing is wildly illegal and wildly unconstitutional. Not a court in America would say that he's allowed to do what he's doing. We're prepping 78 different lawsuits now. We're not stopping on that front. We are flooding the zone and making calls to congresspeople and senators all the time, thousands of calls every single day to make sure that they do not continue with their robber baron agenda. We got bodies in the streets every single day. We are organizing behind the scenes. We're doing every single thing we can, using every lever of power that we have. We are going to the extent that we can from the minority, we are going to use the bully pulpit. We're going to go out there in the media. We're going to make our case to the American people. We're going to call out all the crimes and the illegality and all of the gifts for the robber barons and all the imperialism and the warmongering. We are on it. We might not be in a favorable position vis-a-vis the numbers right now, but we're going to do every single thing we can under the sun to make sure that our voice gets heard, our agenda gets heard, and we block as much as we can of their absolute insanity and put a spotlight on it so the American people know about it. Humiliating. This is humiliating. So these are the stories about HAKEEM Jeffries right now. These are the stories. Met with Silicon Valley big money donors because he's scared that all of them are going to go to the Republicans. I hope all of them go to the Republicans. All of you, go. We don't want you. We don't need you. Your ideas are contrary to what democratic ideas are supposed to be. If you're a wealthy person in Silicon Valley, what do you want? You want more deregulation. You want more tax cuts for the rich. You want more subsidies for yourself to work on AI or whatever other bullshit. Right? I don't want any of those things. I hope you all go to the Republicans. And by the way, I'm going to use that fact to say, I'm against those guys. I'm against the robber barons. So I need you, regular American, to donate $5 to us, donate $10 to us, donate $20 to us. Because again, what my agenda is, I'm going to raise the minimum wage. I'm going to get us universal health care. I'm going to do a 4-day work week. I'm going to get money out of politics. Go down the list, right? Go down the list. I'm going to fight for unions so everybody gets better wages. But no, this is what you get. It's humiliating. HAKEEM Jeffries has to go, Chuck Schumer has to go, and leaders will naturally emerge. They will naturally emerge. Unfortunately, you don't pick your leaders. They just come out of the ether and step up to the moment, right? But it ain't HAKEEM Jeffries and it ain't Chuck Schumer. And everybody needs to understand that. In fact, I think you guys should call and say, get rid of HAKEEM Jeffries, get rid of Chuck Schumer. Because they are just simply not up to snuff. Right now, we need obstruction, we need defiance, we need to stand up to the fascists, and we need to build a positive case for democratic ideas. And these people don't even agree on what those democratic ideas should be, which is, I'm sorry, this is a deal breaker. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.